People crave as an adult what they don't have as a kid. And so there were two things that I really wanted that I didn't have as a kid. Number one, I wanted to love because like there was no love, you know, so I just wanted to love. I would watch other moms be good to their kids and dads and families. Like that stuff didn't exist. So I was like, dude, like one day I'm gonna break my bloodline and have a good family. I had this chip on my shoulder, which has allowed me for the last 25 years to find success. I said, find it. I have hunted it. I want it. And I've done it through sales, but I've done it because of that chip, that dog in me, that I know what it's like to be embarrassed. I know what it's like to not have money. I know what it's like to not have love. I know what it's like to not have control. I just didn't know how the hell all this was gonna change. Look, I have mad respect for construction workers, asphalt workers, anybody that works like hard, like that's real work. I woke up at 6, I started work at 6 in the morning until 11 at night. I was busted up. I was carrying concrete all day, cleaning up crap, got paid $200 a week. And so my buddy, his older brother was a used car manager. But he goes, if you come work for me, he goes, dude, guys that do good in my company make $5,000 a month. Now look, you gotta go back to 1999, never held more than $5 in my hand. You said $5,000 a month? Dude, I'm thinking like, dude, like if I made that money, I would be rich. You know what's crazy? I believed I could make it.
So where did that first belief come from? Because you've had all this adversity, you've had all this kind of like, not the love that you wanted, you know, you've kind of been on your own, like wandering around. Yeah. You get this construction job, you've got no qualifications, you've got nothing that says you should have the confidence to think that you can do it. So where did you think?
Well, I didn't have the confidence because I wasn't good at anything.
Yeah.
But you know what I knew? I knew that I had to find my way out.
Right.
And if you told me $5,000 a month, I was ready to die or figure it out. And so here's the craziest thing. Belief came from two different ways. Number one, I knew over my dead body that I wanted to live that way for the rest of my life. Now remember, I don't have any skill. I don't have a lot of anything, which I'm here to tell you, if anybody's watching this right now, everyone's qualified for the life that I'm about to tell you about. And that's why you gotta train, you gotta self-develop, you gotta recreate your identity, you gotta recreate your beliefs, and you gotta recreate your perspective. And if you do these things, you can become anybody. And so,
guys, today on Deciding to Thrive, it's a huge honor and pleasure to have one of my mentors and a huge inspiration to the world, one and only Andy Elliott. And I'm actually gonna be shooting from his podcast room. So let's get into the podcast straight away and see what he has to say. Andy, thanks for joining us on Deciding to Thrive podcast. Also thanks because obviously as you can see the background is not the normal Deciding to Thrive podcast studio. I'm here at Andy's office and he's kindly let us use his studio.
In the United States of America.
Yes sir, where dreams come true. Yes. And so this is our setup for today. So I'm very appreciative for letting me do this here with you. So thank you.
It. Well, you're in Dubai. Now you're here. I was there with you.
Yep.
So we do things on your turf. We do things on our turf.
I love it. So I've been very fortunate to spend the last few weeks here at your office, which is just inspiring to say the least. What you've created, the culture, the team is just really something amazing to watch. What I want to do is I want you to take us back to the early stages of how it all started, because I know you come from a lot of adversity growing up. I know there's a lot of things in the childhood that obviously I know about because we've spoken about, but I'd like you to share with the audience
a
little bit of background, how everything started for you in the early days.
Well, so like early days would be like, I'm born in 79, I'm 46 years old, right? Mom leaves when I'm 2. So, you know, moms give a lot of love. They're super loving, they teach manners, stuff like that. So that was something that I didn't have growing up. My dad was in about 7 relationships. He was married about 7 times, from 0 to probably 18. So there was always someone new coming in the house. They brought stepkids. I mean, it was like the Jerry Springer show.
Really,
so I don't know if you remember that show.
I do remember the Jerry Springer show, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like Jerry Springer, like I lived it. And we were raised by kids. I mean, that was it, like kids raising kids. And so basically, the idea of it is that people crave as an adult what they don't have as a kid. And so there were 2 things that I really wanted that I didn't have as a kid, just like fast forwarding up to 18. Number one, I wanted to love because like there was no love, you know, so I just wanted to love. I would watch other moms be good to their kids and dads and families. Like that stuff didn't exist. So I was like, dude, like I want, like one day I'm going to break my bloodline and have a good family. Because our family was not
you were thinking at 18?
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, dude, like I want love. Like, I mean, I wanted love. Like I craved love.
I want to ask you a couple things. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Because it was just dark. Yeah, I got brothers and sisters. And I'm only close to one of, actually I'm close to none of them.
Right.
One I talk to.
Yeah.
And the other ones I don't.
And so how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I got two real sisters.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
One stepsister, one stepbrother, and then I got a half brother.
And where are
So
you?
there's
The
six.
eldest, youngest, middle? Where do you fit in the whole thing?
I'm the youngest of my two oldest sisters.
Right, okay.
But I've got a little stepbrother.
And your relationship with your dad, because obviously he's
Yeah, my dad's cool. He's good. I talk to him, twice a year.
Yeah. So that's now, but I want to go back to when you was 18, or from 0 to 18. He's having all these different relationships. Did you have a good relationship with him?
Sure.
You didn't have that.
Sure, he let me do whatever I want.
Yeah.
There was just no money.
Right,
And so
okay.
that was the second thing.
Right. Was there love from him or not?
Yeah. He loved us, but he was always having trouble with his wives. I mean, one was cheating. They want to pay attention to their kids. They want to be with their kids, right?
Yeah.
One of the things about a split family is that the moms will always side with their kids.
Right.
Now, a really good mom would be like, oh, hey, I married this guy. These are his kids. Those are my kids too. Yeah. That's just like common sense, right? But in marriages, when there's split families, like that usually doesn't happen. So, I mean, they were crazy, dude. They were the crazy stepmoms. They were all crazy. And
that didn't bring you closer to your sisters then at the time? Did you guys not stay, like why?
Dude, we all ran our own ways.
Really, yeah?
Yeah. And so, like, every household is different. This one was just, everyone was going their own way. And there was no parents, there was no leadership, there was nothing. I mean, I left in the second grade at one point. I left for like 6 months. I went to the back of the neighborhood to one of my friend's house because he had a bunch of food in his house. We didn't have any in ours.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was zero food. And so I went to his house and I was like, dude, I'm just going to stay here every day. And the mom was really nice. Dude, I was in second grade. I didn't come home for almost 6 months.
How old are you in second grade? I don't know the ages.
Probably like 9.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's like your son.
Yeah, yeah.
But the idea of it is that his mind was in
the relationships.
Yeah, like it was, that's what I said, it was Jerry Springer, dude, like
Yeah.
straight up. When I was watching the Jerry Springer show, I'm like, that's my family. I'm like, anyways, but the idea of it is that adversity is good for you. I'm glad my mom left when I was 2. I'm glad I didn't have that kind of stuff because it's stuff like that I believe those people that go through that adversity, that pain, I mean, embarrassment, right? There was a lot of embarrassment as a kid. So like people, kids will want to spend the night and they're like, I want to meet your parents. I'm like,
yeah.
Who? What does that even mean? I mean, but so our family was very dysfunctional, but it was probably the best thing that ever happened for me because I had this chip on my shoulder, okay, which has allowed me for the last, 25 years to find success. I said, find it. I have hunted it. I want it. And I've done it through sales, but I've done it because of that chip, that dog in me, that I know what it's like to be embarrassed. I know what it's like to not have money. I know what it's like to not have love. I know what it's like to not have control. I just didn't know how the hell all this was going to change.
Yeah.
Okay. And so at 18 years old, I barely graduated high school. Actually, I passed because of a tornado. I live in Oklahoma. And the biggest tornado in the history of time, May of 1999, 6 miles wide. It's still in the history books. Blew my whole freaking town over. That was great. My school was gone. I had D minuses. I was about to take my semester test. And had I taken them, I would have flunked and had to redo the year. And I don't even know how I passed. I didn't even go to school. So I don't even know how that happens. But since it blew my school over, if you had passing grades, you got to pass. You graduated.
Wow.
So boom, I graduated. Over the next month, I would work construction, which was cleaning up tornado damage. That was the work. Look, I have mad respect for construction workers, asphalt workers, anybody that works like hard. Like that's real work. Like, dude, that's real work, bro. Like we think we hustle, we don't work. That was work. I mean, I woke up at 6. I mean, I started work at 6 in the morning until 11 at night. I went home every night. I had fiberglass in my body. I was busted up. I was carrying concrete all day, cleaning up crap, got paid $200 a week. I never had any money, so I was grateful for anything, but like, that's just horrible work. I mean, I understand why these people are so beat up, and so mad respect for anybody that does that, but I would be like, that's not what I wanted to do. And so my buddy, his older brother, was a used car manager, and he goes, dude, if you come work for me, which I mean, I have no idea why I would be qualified to go work for him. Car dealerships hire anybody as long as they're breathing.
Right.
Okay, and so that's how I got a job, because I damn sure didn't have any skill. But he goes, if you come work for me, he goes, dude, guys that do good in my company make $5,000 a month. Now look, you got to go back to 1999. Never held more than $5 in my hand at one time. You said $5,000 a month? Dude, I'm thinking like, dude, like if I made that money, I would be rich. You know what's crazy? I believed I could make it.
Well, that's what I want to ask you. So where did that first belief come from? Because you've had all this adversity, you've had all this kind of like not the love that you wanted, you know, you've kind of been on your own, like wandering around.
Yeah.
You get this construction job, you've got no qualifications, you've got nothing that says you should have the confidence to think that you can do it. So where did you think?
Well, I didn't have the confidence because I wasn't good at anything.
Yeah.
But you know what I knew? I knew that I had to find my way out.
Right.
And if you told me $5,000 a month, I was ready to die or figure it out.
Yeah.
And so here's the craziest thing. Belief came from two different ways. Number one, I knew over my dead body that I wanted to live that way for the rest of my life. So I was going to continue this journey, whatever it was, until I would find whatever, my way out, right? Now remember, I don't have any skill. I don't have a lot of anything, which I'm here to tell you, if anybody's watching this right now, everyone's qualified for the life that I'm about to tell you about. And that's why you got to train, you got to self-develop, you got to recreate your identity, you got to recreate your beliefs, and you got to recreate your perspective. And if you do these things, you can become anybody. And so at 18 years old, that job that guy hired me at, I walked outside at that car lot. They were having a meeting. I ran into a guy on accident. He drove a car. He said, hey, I want to drive that car. I went and got the key. I didn't know what I was doing. He came in, long story short, and I'll make it quick, signed a piece of paper. My manager goes, I cannot believe that guy just signed that piece of paper. Took him back to the finance office. I got the car cleaned up. This is my very first day. My manager paged me after the guy left, said, Andy Elliott, sales tower. I go to the sales tower. He goes, do you know how much money you just made? It was about 6 p.m. at night. I hadn't eaten all day. And, you know, I don't have any money. And so that's just like, it was normal. This is just normal crap until you find something to eat or you bum money or whatever, right? I mean, it's just, you hustle, you know what I'm saying? And he goes, you just made $1,700. And I was like, okay, this is my way out right here. This is it. Car business, sales, I'm going to become the world's best at this. Crazy thing is, I had hit the top gross of the month, the highest gross, the highest profit of that whole month. I had hit the highest gross that day. The next morning in the meeting, they also handled me $500 cash, you know, for like the bonus, the spiff. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I got $1,700. You're giving me $500 cash on my second day of work. Dude, I'm 18. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna slit everyone's throat. Dude, the blood was running through my veins differently. Like the blood.
I want to ask you something, right?
I mean, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had.
Anyways, I'm just telling you what I
as
felt
an intense
at 18.
experience, but I gotcha. But when you was working a construction site, because for this guy's brother to say to you, hey, you can come and work here, he must have seen something in you that you were working harder than everybody else, maybe, or would like. Did you?
Dude, he didn't see me work.
Oh, really? You were just another guy, and he just said, hey, you know, you. Can
So the way the car business works, if they're amateurs, now there are some great companies, okay, and I'm sure they do it differently. But most, when I say most, I'm generalizing, most car dealerships literally hire bodies.
Right.
They hire bodies.
Okay. So
That's
just
it.
recruiting constantly, basically.
Yeah, like hire bodies. And they're like, here's a pin, there's the lot, go sell. And
if you survive, you survive.
yeah, I mean, it's like, dude, they don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't lose anything. Like, it's a commission-based job.
Yeah.
If I show up for 2 weeks and I don't make any money, I mean, I quit myself.
I think it's like real estate agents in Dubai.
Dude, it's just like that. And so that was the deal. But really what was cool, and I'll fast forward this, is my manager trained me, okay? And when I say listen to me, this is where like my life, I'm like totally brainwashed on how to become a different person is by deciding who do you want to be, okay? And then practice being that person.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I want to tell you guys, like this is the play.
Yeah.
My manager, I was 18. He was probably about 23 at the time. He was so good at closing. I've never seen, this guy would walk up to anybody. Hey, how you doing? His name's Bill Larson. How you doing, Bill Larson? He kind of pulled his hand out like sideways like this, had his hair slicked back. It was almost like a perfect used car movie. Had a suit on. And dude, he was so good, man. I mean, he was so good. Had charming eyes, laugh, play, joke, hands. And I'm just like, it's like watching a magician. And so he was like, hey, I want to train my team to be great. I'm going to train you guys to be killers. A lot of the guys didn't like the training. They're like, ah. And Bill would say, he's like, look to your left, look to your right. He's like, most of you guys ain't going to be in here with me in a month from now. But I was obsessed. I wanted to know how he shook hands like that. I wanted to know how he looked at people like that. I wanted to know, why did he move his feet and shuffle around like he was dancing? I wanted to know, like, his body language, his posture, his laugh. He would smile with his eyes. Very charming. Major charisma, man. It's all a skill.
So he was like your first mentor. Right?
Yeah, so I'm watching this guy, and I was like, so I said, okay, I want to be like this guy. That was the first person.
Were you doing any personal development at the time? Because I'm guessing it was more like,
no, dude. I mean, we're in '99. Personal development, like masterminds. I mean, that stuff doesn't exist for young kids at that point.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was adults doing it, but like not kids.
Tony Robbins cassettes or something like back in.
Yeah, but like not kids.
Yeah.
And so, no, but I had a live one in front of my face, a living mastermind watching this man. And so he was a magician, dude, and I practiced we would practice shaking hands for hours. And people to this day, you know, sales is repetition, repetition, repetition. I don't care what anybody says. If you're going to get good at sales, you got to do something over and over and over until you don't even have to think anymore. That's what sales is. You're just basically reprogramming everything in your body, and you have control over everything. You become dangerous, right? But you have to train, and no one wants to train. Everyone wants to work. I worked and trained. And since I worked with the guy that was training me, it was like everything was a training. Dude, I was so obsessed. I took my first check and I bought these, and now you like go to jail, right? Because like back then, you know, there was a lot of shit you could get away with. Yeah. But I bought these listening devices.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I would put them under all the desks. See, because listen, back then, even the great salespeople in the dealership, they wouldn't tell you how they would close their deals.
Right. Okay.
No one told me.
Everyone's protecting their own.
They want, because dude, if I don't know how you're closing the deals, I have to keep you. I can't ever fire you.
Right.
I can't take your deals. And by the way, because you're the best, I can't learn from you. If I'm not very good, I stay not very good. You stay great, and then you get to split my deals and take my commissions, half of my deals, because you're the best in the store. So I placed all these little microphones under the 6 desks in the sales offices. And I would do 2 things, and this is no joke. And I would listen to my manager, when he would go into each one of them and TO the deals, which is where the customer said no, and then he would go in to get them to say yes.
Okay.
And I would listen to every word he said, and I had like you could listen to it through. It was recorded on a cassette tape through the deal, but I would listen to it when he'd go in there live time, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like writing down everything that he said, every word exactly how he said it, I wrote it down. And then all the salespeople that were closing their deals, I used to sit back and listen to all them. Because if you got close to them and they saw you, they'd be quiet. Like, what are you doing? Get away from my office. I mean, this is back in the Wild West when nobody let you. So I would record everything. And dude, I literally became dangerous. All 6 of the closers in there, within 30 days, I knew everything they said. My manager, after doing this, I learned. And by the way, that's called innovation. That is called entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
That is the entrepreneur salesperson.
Yeah, and there's a commitment to succeed as well. There's a willingness to do whatever it takes.
Die or win was what I was wanting to do, and so that was my innovation. But the biggest thing is that I love is I made at 18. I made like 125 grand. Which was like blood breaking for our family. No one in our family ever earned.
For any 18-year-old, by the way.
Well,
especially
in my
those days,
family, no one ever earned more than 40 grand. My dad worked for a company called Kerr McGee and a company called Carlon. 2 companies for 20 years each. Made 40 grand a year, And so making that 125, 18. Then I made 225 at 19. I made 500 grand by the time I was 20. I became obsessed. I want to tell you what I did, just really quick. I memorized every single vehicle. I memorized the last 6 of the VIN. I memorized what the trade value was, because that's how the advancing would work with the banks.
Right.
They would give like 125% of trade value. And so I'd memorize the trade value, what we owned it for, how many miles were on it, what year it was. So when you'd come in, Dan, and I did this because I learned that the top guys that made the most money did this. And so Dan, you'd come in, you're like, oh yeah, I'm looking for a truck. I want to be around $250 a month. Let's just say. I'd say, cool, any money down? And they'd say, oh yeah, I got $1,500 down. I'm like, cool, trade in? You're like, nope. I'm like, okay, cool. And roughly 1 to 10, how do you rate your credit? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I'm a 9. I'm like, okay, 9, this guy's gonna get a 6% rate, 72 months, as long as I stay under 50,000 miles. I got to stay a 6-year or newer model. I got to find something that I own, right, back of book, that I can sell for X amount. And as this guy was telling me over here, like what
You're
he
calculating the
wanted,
right fit,
I'm
yeah.
calculating money.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I'm spinning over here and I'm like, boom! And I'm like, got it. And it's like white Toyota Tacoma, 2007, 56,000 miles, quad cab truck. I know the truck. And I'm like, oh my God, you're not going to believe this. And I'd always say, something just came in last night. and it would be parked right there on the lot.
Yeah.
But they didn't know because they weren't on the lot. They would pull up and I'd grab them first. And I'd say, oh my God, you're not going to believe this. Something just came in last night. Literally just came in. Like no one has seen it. When you guys see this, you're going to owe me a steak dinner. Who's the cook in the family? And I would start blah, 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 breaking them down a little bit.
It's also controlling the frame as well. You're giving them a frame to work in.
Yeah, but I would say, do me a favor, okay? If my manager knows I'm going to go grab these keys and pull this around, he's going to get mad at me because we're supposed to put it online, take pictures, and do all that stuff first. But for you guys, when you guys see this, this is the perfect vehicle. Oh my God. I don't know how.
I like how you do it.
And I'm like, I don't know how this worked out this way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never works out this way. And people are like, show me.
How did you've developed all these skills just from watching this?
I watched my manager.
Yeah.
He was the magician. And long story short, and I would bring him inside because I had to get him out from the lot because I was going to go pull the car off the lot.
Yeah.
Right? But that was the magic work. Was that, dude, we worked at a used car lot. There were 20 cars on the lot. And by the way, people say, why would you do that? You're a liar. Well, okay, back then, that's just the way things were back then. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a used car lot 27 years ago.
Yeah.
That was the hustle. The biggest thing is I'm going to tell you why this had to happen. There were 20 cars on the lot. These people want a truck. There were only 3 trucks. If I would have said, guys, come take a walk on the lot with me, I would have walked them over to 3 trucks. Mm-hmm. And they'd have been boom, boom, boom. Well, I don't know. I kind of like them, And so we had to create a story. Mm-hmm. We had to create like this idea that like this thing has just came in and no one knows about it. Mm-hmm. And people would be like getting worked up. You know what I mean? Like, oh my, I can't believe this. If my manager lets me show this to you guys right now, you guys owe me a steak dinner. You don't know. You're going to want to adopt me, Dan. I mean it. I'm going to ride home with you guys. No, he might fire me and I have to ride home with you if I ask him to show it, but I will. You guys are good people. It's like people are just like, and that was the show.
Yeah.
That was the I don't know, dog and pony show that we did. And I watched my manager put it on. And it was exciting and people loved him and they paid all the money. And bottom line is the truck's the truck. Mm-hmm. Okay? But I got option A, walk you out to the lot, go, hey, I got 3 trucks. I think this one looks good. You go, I don't know. Let me keep looking. Or I create this fantasy that this thing is out there and I got this unicorn and no one knows about it. And like, it's so special. And then I would pull it around up front and I would say, guys, come on out. And there she is. I told you. She is. What'd I tell you? And then guess what? They're all like, it's so nice. It's like all of a sudden they're feeding off me. They're not even feeding off the truck. It's just a piece of metal.
You know what? You're telling the story from like a car sales, like you say, 27 years ago.
Yeah.
But there's still the energy, the framing. It's still relevant today in the right.
It's all relevant.
It's
just back then.
It was.
Look, I didn't work for a store that had 600 cars.
Yeah.
And so if you wanted a truck, Dan, and there's only 2 trucks, it's like if you're like, I don't like one, you're out of here.
Yeah.
So I had to really, because it was a small store, I had to really create this urgency, this scarcity, that I had this thing that no one knew about. And people fell more in love with the story than they did the car.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, that was a master persuasioner. Like I watched it from him, but that right there, that taught me the art of sales. What I just showed you guys is the true art of sales.
Yeah.
I didn't believe in the product we had. I knew that everyone needed a car. I knew that transportation, the 100% of the world has to have a car. Everybody wanted to drive one. I had cars for sale. And so, I knew.
And also, you're 18, so you need to earn money. You're getting out. You're changing your life as well, which is,
Oh yeah, I just wanted to make money. Remember, at this point, guys, today I live by trying to change people's lives.
Yes.
My intentions then was I just wanted to make money. And by the way, I never had. Here's the biggest key, and if we take anything away from this podcast, is that the leader will build the follower.
Yeah.
Okay, and what I learned from my parents was absolute horseshit.
Yeah.
And this guy was the greatest thing that I'd ever found, because at least he was teaching me something.
Yeah.
And he taught me to hustle, influence, persuade, paint pictures, tell stories, sell ideas, sell situations, and be a master communicator.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe in the product. I believed that if I sold this thing, it would give me commissions, and commissions would give me freedom.
Yeah.
And that was all I wanted, and that was my journey in
So I
sales.
think there's an evolution to, there's a massive evolution to where you are today. But I wanted to stay with that thing. So a couple of things I want to ask you. Were you big into fitness? Obviously you're massively into fitness now. Were you big into fitness back then?
I was big into going to the gym,
Yeah.
although I didn't eat right.
Okay.
So I was like this big dude that had a lot of muscle, but like
Right.
I was like muscle fat.
Okay.
You know, because I thought that the more you ate, the more muscle
the more
you'd
you
gain. But the problem is, I wasn't fat, but I was like bulky, thick.
What got you into the gym then? Because back then you're hustling to survive. You're working all hours. You know, we know today a lot of people in business are so focused on business they're not focused on taking care of themselves. How did you kind of prioritize that time to even go to the gym, even though you was working all the time as well?
Well, back then I still wanted to chase girls.
Okay, cool. Right, gotcha.
So
that
my
was-
main deal is like I got to go to the gym because I have to chase girls on the weekend.
Gotcha.
And so you know, and when you're in your 20s, like you know, you can work 15 hours a day.
Yeah.
And still Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night go out until
whenever,
3 a.m. and then be back at work at 7 a.m. because that's what we did. I mean, look at the. There was a movie called The Boiler Room.
Yeah, I know
right?
Boiler
Like,
Room. Yeah.
like that's what they did. Like we only knew from TV. See, back then, before the internet era, right?
Yeah.
You know, like before influencers, social media, and all this stuff, we only knew from posters, from magazines, from TV, from the people that were around.
You spoke about Boiler Room, right? So I'll tell you a little story which I've never told you before. But growing up, so me and my friends, we grew up from humble beginnings as well, and some of my friends lived on government, we call them council estate in the UK, so government property. So one of the guys was in Barcelona, earning a load of money, telling us they're earning, you know, hundreds of thousands, and they're doing stock brokering or whatever. So anyway, you know, so hey, we're looking for opportunities. So we fly out. 3 of us fly out there to Barcelona. They're all riding on bicycles. There's like 10 guys living in this big house. You know, like TV and box. It don't look like they're making hundreds of thousands. And there was literally it was a chop shop like the Boiler Room with like. And what they would do, they would call up. They'd have this list, and they'd call up people, and they'd say. And they would reference stock that happened, and they'd be like, "Hey, you know, when we advised on this stock when it was here, and then it went up to here, and you know, that could have been you. How much do you invest with us now?" And it was just like, wow, you know,
It was just a big hustle.
it was
scam.
a big hustle scam. We got out of there, but it was just.
But you know what? Even when you're younger, you know,
You
you
look
said
at stuff.
you said you got out of there, but like, you know, sometimes people don't know like that's even bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you think that it's bad, but the people that you're around were probably telling you that this isn't bad.
At the beginning, I mean, we stayed there for a few days. Don't get me
Right.
wrong, and we watched what happened.
Well, that's what I'm
but
saying.
then,
Like,
you know.
I want to tell you guys, like, dude, the leader dictates the follower.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think, you know, that's why you have to get around mentors in life now. We didn't have that back then.
This podcast is about you, but I've got a lot of stories to share. But, you know, I've learned my lessons and you know, we go for, I mean, listen, we're both parents and, you know, it's our job to keep our kids, these things are going to impact kids between their 15 and 20 and these ideas, and they're going to get caught up and see things and do that, those kind of stuff. But so what I want to ask you next though, so you're starting to have some success, and I know in the car sales, that was the beginning, and it kind of, the journey for a few years followed the same route. You were doing, you were having a lot of success in sales.
Yes.
And then obviously Jackie comes into your life.
At 26.
At 26, okay, cool. And so that's when you got married at 26, right? And then when you had your first kid at how old?
30.
Oh, okay, right. So you had a good period of marriage before the kids anyway, yeah?
Yeah.
And so at this point, you've been successful in car sales, right? And I'm guessing just I mean, from the talks we've had, month after month, you're going there and there's like a leadership board, and your goal is to kind of be the top of it,
everybody.
to crush everybody, right? So more of the same. So how does life change? When Jackie comes in, she was in sales as well, right?
Yeah, she was really good. She was better than me. She was great.
In the same company, or is that how you met in the same company? Or?
She started in another company, but we had met at a company together. Well, I was there and she came in and I was like, damn, who's that girl with the fat ass? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, I was 26 years old and it was Jackie.
Yeah.
And she was 24 and, you know, I was like, I was always chasing blondes, always chasing blondes. I had never dated a girl that wasn't blonde.
Right.
And Jackie was a Latina,
Yeah.
so it was like, and very independent.
Yeah.
And so it was like a whole different game for me.
So you guys get together, you get married, and yeah. So how does that dynamic change for you with work? Does for some people, women are distractions. Obviously, I know you guys have built an empire together today. How was it in the early days? 'Cause you're both quite young.
We chased the empire immediately together.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. And so basically what happened is when we got together, she was in the car business, I was in the car business. I was making, I don't know, 30, 40 grand a month. Jackie's making 30, 40 grand a month. The car business was full of dogs, man. I mean, just crappy people, being straight up, dude, especially that long ago.
Yeah.
Like there's cocaine, like people, having sex in the bathroom. Everybody's fighting every day. People cheating on their wives. It's like, dude, this is like the worst place to have a family in. And so when I met Jackie, I fell in love with her, and I was like, I have to get you out of the car business. I told her, I was like, I don't want you in this business.
Right.
Now that was the only thing I knew how to do. And so like I was like, hey, I'm gonna be a good man in this business, but like I need to get you out.
Okay.
And so Jackie went to work for a Harley Davidson store, right? Which she was out of the car business now, and she crushed it there.
Okay.
So now we're in two different places.
Was that better than a Harley Davidson? Because I guess you've got different sorts of bikers and stuff there.
Yeah, no, she killed it.
Right.
Yeah, she killed it. She broke every record. She destroyed it just like she always does. And so she's doing it there. I'm doing it there. The problem is me and her were getting home every night about 9:30, right? And we were building this $1 million house, which in Oklahoma was a really big house, okay? Because the 150 grand in Oklahoma gets you a really nice house.
Right.
So $1 million would be the nicest house in the whole neighborhood,
Right, okay.
times two.
Yeah.
And so basically, me and her were building on this land, this $1 million house. We had all the plans. We were doing it. We were excited. And Jackie looked at me. Now, I owned a beach house, a lake house down at Lake Texoma, which is 2 hours in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere.
This is like when you're like 25, 30.
Yeah, I was about 27. She's 25 now. And Jackie goes, so is this how life's going to look like? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I don't see you. You don't see me, right? We come home on Sunday. We're both exhausted. We sleep, we go to lunch, we wake up, we go back to work. She's like, we take the trash down to the curb, we pick it up. It's like Groundhog Day, Andy. She's like, is it, and then we get the $1 million house. Like, is this what life's gonna look like? Like now we gotta even work harder, longer. She's like, do you wanna do this? And I'm like, what are our options? And Jackie's like, this is where I love Jackie. She's like, let's sell everything. Not build a house. Let's move to the middle of nowhere to the lake house.
You have kids at this point or not?
None.
Okay.
I don't have kids. And I said, hell yeah.
Really, yeah.
That was the first time, because I realized she was right, that I was
You're
like,
married at this point, by the way.
Yeah. I married her, yeah. And I was like,
just rewind from that, and I want to know this even personally as well. You've had this troubled upbringing, like no like parental kind of like inspiration, if you like, whatever, like model of the world of what you know what you don't want rather than what you know.
Oh, I knew exactly what I didn't want.
Yeah. How did you know Jackie was the one?
Well, because when I met her, she was so kind to everybody. She was the nicest person I had ever met in my life, and I was super attracted to her. And I was used to taking care of girls.
Right.
Okay. So when you do well and you make a lot of money, and you don't really have any morals, you don't have anything, you just don't, because you never, I didn't know. I mean, people say it's common sense. Well, no, that's the way I wasn't raised that way. And so I would go out, I'd buy all my friends all the drinks. The girlfriends that I was with, I would buy them everything, just because I like taking care of people. I've always liked taking care of people. Oh, you want that? Cool, I'll take care. When I met Jackie, she didn't need me to take care of her. She's like, I don't want your money. She would pay the meal. I'm like, I'm not letting you pay. She's like, I'm paying. You're not paying for my food. Right. I pay for my stuff. Yeah. Jackie was so independent, and she was the nicest person ever. I'm going to tell you this. Usually when you see a beautiful girl, they don't smile. They're stuck up. Jackie was kind to everyone. She was kind to children. She was kind to older people. She had major like morals. And I was just like blown away by like how loving she was. And I remember thinking, I'm like, dude, she is going to make a really good mom. Like this would be like the dream mom.
Yeah.
And I'm in love with her, and she's my best friend. I'm like, I'm marrying her. And so there was like nothing that I had ever been around that was like her. And so that was a big point for me,
Right.
to be like, I'm going to die with her. And you know, I hadn't really, I straightened up, but I didn't recreate and reinvent myself yet. I
Yeah.
just straightened up. Now there were rules,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, like there's one woman, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't do this, you know, it's like there were rules. But the biggest thing is when Jackie said, let's move away and go to the lake, that was the most ballsy thing in my life, because you got to realize at 18, I wanted to make all this money, and now I was going to walk away from it.
Yeah.
But I was stressed out. I had not thought, or, you know, like, what are we doing? And I didn't want to weigh out. I wanted to live life with her. I wanted to, I don't know, like I wanted to risk a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And the coolest thing is we moved down to the lake, changed our life, found God down there, which was amazing in this little tiny
So
church.
both of you weren't really into God so much, and you got more
No,
into God.
Jackie was raised Catholic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My dad never really told me. I mean, I kind of was like, do you believe in God? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what that means. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, except for I just, you know, like, yeah, I think God's real.
being, yeah,
You know what I mean? But anyways, but we found God. We had our son, and we got really close. Like it was the greatest time of our life. We didn't make a lot of money. I would read the Bible every morning. We'd go work out and run together. We did these things. It was kind of like a period of our life that was really needed, that later on in life would really help us when things would get chaotic again and the tornado would come again. And so we didn't have a lot of money, but we had each other.
And you had a lot of love.
Oh, lots of love, yeah. And so we had our son, and then there was this opportunity to take over a store. Now, not working in one, but run one.
When you say were you doing were you in car sales by the lake house as well? Was that what you used to do the same thing?
Yeah, I did the same thing down there.
But just not as much. It just wasn't as busy or whatever.
No, I did it differently. That's when I started learning the internet.
Oh, okay,
I
cool.
started learning how to post cars on the internet, generate my own leads.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
And stuff like that. So that deal would work out now. As I crush on social media, that deal back then taught me how to sell things online.
Gotcha.
Because there was no traffic, because it's
Right.
a small town.
Yeah.
There's not very many people.
Yeah.
So people would have to drive in a couple hours to the town, and I'd have to post cars on the internet. But I was so good on the phone, I could pull them in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so the sales skills was working out. The internet would help me drag people in. I was at a store that sold about 40 cars a month. It was a very small store. I went from a store that sold 1,000 a month to a store that sold 40.
Yeah.
The average car salesman in the United States at that time was selling 8 cars a month. I was selling 70 to 80 cars a month in that dealership.
Wow.
I doubled the dealership numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So when I got there, they were doing 40, and then a year later, they were doing 120. I was doing 80, they were doing 40.
That's crazy.
And I was working 4 days a week, and I
Yeah.
did it all on the internet.
Yeah.
And so I learned this new hustle, but inside the city, though, remember, we're out of the city now. Inside the city, I got a call from an owner, and he goes, dude, I've been watching what you're doing down there, and it's crazy. And he's like, I want you to come run my store. And I said, no, I'm happy. I'm not for sale. Like, I'm staying here. And I had kind of had this itch to want to start making some more money again.
Yeah.
Like some big money, you know, because in the city, you got this opportunity. And,
Yeah, yeah.
And Jackie finally said, hey, why don't you see like what this is about? And so I went in, we checked it all out, and I went home to Jackie, and Jackie's like, look, let's make an offer to them that's crazy, like something that no one would say yes to.
Yeah.
And that way, if they do, then we'll go. But if they don't, then it's no big deal.
Yeah.
But it has to be crazy. And we did. We were like, okay, you're going to give us both, you know, $150,000 demo cars, right? You're going to get us a house that we're going to stay in so we don't have to pay for anything. And we're going to get to pick the house whatever we want. You're going to get us a nanny for our kids to help out. You're going to, and we just went down this road. You're going to pay us 20% of the net. You're going to give us, you know, $30,000 a month salary. You're going to pay us off warranties, off Gap, off aftermarket. Like, I created all these things. And I went down there to the guy and I told him, and I handed it over, and he looked at it and he goes, I'll do it. And I'm like, this is crazy. And so anyways, I went back home, and then we would go back to the city. Now, one of the things is when you get back in the city is when I left the city, I got away from all the trouble.
Yeah.
Okay? When I go back to the city, I'm a new man, but I slowly would walk away from God again.
Right. Okay.
not on purpose. It's what people do.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an accident. Like we went there. I'm chasing money now. I'm chasing the world, and I did. We blew it up. I took a store that was selling 100 a month to 500 a month, and it was like that was when I got back in the city, and it's like me and her have been through so many different journeys, and then I had kind of gotten some trouble because I worked for a company. The guy ended up not being the guy that he said he was. He was never there, but the company ran the way the company ran even before I started.
Right.
So since I was there, he ended up getting in trouble. Well, I was his top leader, and there was a couple other people. So immediately,
Like you're on like the management team essentially. So you're
we got in
yeah.
trouble, and I had never been in trouble in my life. And at that point, we were facing jail time by literally like being dumb to like you could get in trouble for this. Not like lose your job, but like you can go to jail.
Yeah.
Because they wanted him.
Yeah.
They didn't come after us. They wanted him. He was behind the scenes a very bad person. And because of that, we went through 5 years of hell.
Like investigations and stuff.
Yeah, investigations, all these things. And it really was the best thing that ever happened to me. I know when somebody's going through something hard, people say, you look up in 3 years, it'll be the best thing that ever happened to you. You're like, yeah, right. You're like, but you know what? It was, because I was forged by the fire.
Yeah.
In the Bible, it talks about being burned, like being put in the fire and all the blemishes being burned off you. And I wanted to be pulled out of that fire so bad. But God's like, nope, you're staying in. I'm working on you. And that was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Were you with God at the time? Were you religious at the time when this is happening?
No, I
Did
wasn't
you find
religious,
God
but when I got in trouble,
Yeah.
when people get in trouble, they run to God.
Yeah.
Listen, as soon as I got in trouble, I ran back to him. Notice, I ran back.
Yeah.
He didn't leave me. I left him.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
ran back,
Yeah.
and I said, God, if you can take this thing away, I promise you, you know the thing.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life, I'll be a different person. Long story short, I go through this for 5 years of this uncertainty, what's going to happen, because it just kept drawing out this investigation. And it wasn't me, it was his business. They're racing, but I was a part of like when the trial would go down as a person that would be a part of that.
Yeah.
And it was the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life. I was molded. I was forged by the fire. I was rebuilt into a new human. And one thing that Jackie told me, I love my wife to death, but you know what she told me? She said, you're not going to lie. And everyone lied. Everyone tried to protect themselves, and they all lied. And all of them went to jail.
Oh, really?
And I was the only one that told the truth, even though telling the truth would mean I'm immediately guilty.
Right.
Jackie said, if you tell the truth will set you free.
Wow.
And that's something that's really hard to believe in the time when you're telling the truth and you're owning all this stuff, because you're like, all I'm doing is burying myself. But I didn't bury myself. At trial, the judge said, you didn't lie. You told the truth. Get out of here.
Wow.
And when I walked out of there, I knew that day that God was gonna do something big with me, because I shouldn't get this grace.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and anyways, that's how I started on the journey of self-development, changing my life, because I didn't know how that would all work out.
When was this? 2015 or later?
2019.
2019. Oh, so it just happened just before COVID. So you've come out now. So technically, you don't have a job, I'm guessing, at this point.
No, I literally quit the job in the car business. I was in it for 23 years.
Yeah.
And I quit the job in the car business so I could start my own business, which I was a W-2 employee. I was working for another company for 23 years. And now I was going to go out on my own. And my goal in the beginning was just to make enough money so I didn't have to go back to the car business.
And at this point, you've got 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids. How many kids?
3 kids.
3 kids already at that point.
Yeah.
So that must, there's a couple of things I wanted to go on, by the way. You just rewinding a little bit back. When you went to the lake house and you left the city the first time with money, I do think when you don't have money, the first thing you want is more money.
Yeah.
When you have more money, then you realize, hey, it's not all about money.
Yeah.
How do I have a different enjoyment? And you actually, it's surprising how you don't need money as much.
Yeah.
But then I suppose at some point it always kind of creeps back in. Well, I could always do with a lot, with some more.
Yeah.
Now, this brings us to the point where now you're at 2019, where everything changes. I mean,
This is
this is like
everything
a
that
rocket.
happened The betrayals,
Yeah.
right? The me betraying others,
Yeah.
me hurting people, people hurting me, everything that I've seen in my life, experienced, how I grew up, me watching Jackie get hurt through this trial, me watching Jackie get embarrassed, my kids getting embarrassed. You know, they were little, they didn't know, but I feel like this is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like I publicly embarrassed my family, but I needed that, man. I needed to get rid of that ego. I needed to get rid of that ego, man. That's the death. Pride, entitlement, and ego are the death of every man.
Right.
And God was like, dude, I mean, honestly, like you've got so much. It's going to take me 5 years to get this off you. I never came back. Now I keep my humility. If I become ungrounded, I always run right back. I mean,
Yeah.
if I become ungrounded for one day, I run right back, and I'm like, sorry, God. I'm like, like you don't have to cut my legs off. Like I understand. I know what I did. Like I'm getting back on the horse. And so, yeah, we started our business and we opened a coaching company. And I was only good at one thing that I knew of, and that was sales.
Well, I just want to ask you, when you went back to the city and you said you ran away from you, well, you left God. Did Jackie stay religious? Was she praying all the time? Did she stay grounded, or did she?
Yeah,
did
but she kind of followed me.
She followed. Okay, so you've always, it's
You
really
know,
weird.
so-
You like twin flames. Like you've always just been in tandem, really. Like
Yeah.
whatever you kind of seem on the same path, whatever you do, which is that in itself is extremely rare.
Yeah.
That you find someone and you just kind of
Yeah, we
are
just-
aligned with all the time.
Yeah.
You know.
We just ran side by side, and if I was lukewarm, she would be. Now, Jackie, maybe in her heart, if you were to ask her, maybe she had a little more faith than me.
Yeah.
But I don't think she expressed it a lot.
Right.
Maybe she just, you know, like maybe she had something because she was a wonderful mother. She was
Yeah.
incredible. And so, you know, maybe that's something she just kept with her and the kids.
So you
Because I was
decided-
in chaos land.
Right. So you decide to sell everything at this point. And is that when you moved? Do you move to Arizona at that point in 2019?
Yeah.
You moved
We
straight.
sold everything. And I told Jackie, I said, I got to get the hell out of here. I have to. I don't want to see any of these landmarks anymore. I don't want to see any of these people. I don't want to be around this place. Like this is like, I have to go to the promised land. Like I have to get out of here. And you know, before my life, I was scary. It was scary. The risk would make me nervous. I ain't afraid of nothing now.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I gotta get the hell out of here. I hated that place.
You know, my
so-
researchers were talking to me before I came into this, and they were telling me that, you know, you talk about not so much running towards your dream, but more running away from what you hate as the motivation.
Yeah.
That's what you use as the fuel.
Yeah, dude, listen, some people know what they want, you know, and that fuels them. I know what I don't want. I don't want to be around bad influence. Number one, it's not good for me. I'm an addictive person, so don't put me around bad stuff or I'll end up being a bad person. And I didn't want to be around my old life.
Yeah.
I resented the old me so much that I just couldn't see in my mind. I couldn't see success happening, me building a new me in the same house.
Yeah.
And so when me and Jackie moved across the country to Arizona, Scottsdale changed everything.
What made you pick Scottsdale?
Dude, Jackie did. Jackie's the visionary, dude. She flew here one day. Jackie goes, okay, you want to move to Arizona? All right. She gets in a plane, not with me. And she goes, I'm going to Arizona. She flies here. She looks at 3 houses. They sell immediately. And Jackie couldn't buy one. She stays here for a week trying to buy. And she goes back home and she goes, I'm going to have to find another home. They're selling too fast there. At this point, properties were selling too fast. They were going on the market selling a half a day. And so Jackie flew back out to Arizona and couldn't find a house. And so she's like, we'll go build it. And so she went to this place, which is where we live now. You've been to our house. And she found that. It was a field in the mountains. And she bought it. And she goes, we're going to build our dream house here. And that's when Jackie went home. And she said, hey, I bought this land. It's on this mountainside. It's nothing. And that's where we're going to move. And she drew this house on a paper napkin. Big. She's like, it's a glass house. It's got a big pool running through the middle. We're going to build it in the mountains. I already bought the land. And every day she would sell that dream to me. And so as we were building her business, the paper napkin house would be sold every day. And day by day by day by day, we would finally build that house. And we live in it now. And Jackie's always been a visionary, and she's an implementer, which makes her the dangerous one. I'm the visionary one. But the biggest thing is I want to tell you this. When I got in all that trouble, when I came out of that, there was a big shift that everybody needs to know. My intentions changed. And I think this is a big deal. I went from wanting to make money to wanting to change people's lives.
Yeah.
I felt so unworthy that I should get another, because like I don't understand. Like even my lawyer said it doesn't make sense that like they would let you out of here. Like it doesn't make sense.
So you felt there's like more a higher calling or a purpose.
Dude, it's a super high calling. Like there's no way except God. There's no way. Like God can change the hearts of a judge, of a human, of a prosecutor, of anyone. He can. And I had changed as a man through that trial, and I was a different man when I went to trial from the day we got in trouble. But when he said, get out of here, I was like, okay, like you're as real as they get, and I will never let you down again. And so anyways, that day, my intentions changed. I decided that me and Jackie were meant for something more. I would start posting on social media because I needed to get known or generate leads, build my business. It's very rare to go viral on social media. I mean, like a lot of people, 8 billion people posting on social media. Very rare to go viral. We went viral, blew up. It was crazy. And I remember sitting there with Jackie one day and I go, babe, there's no way that this happened on my own. I couldn't do something like this. I said, this is a platform. It's a platform for God. And we're going to use sales, and we're going to get in the best shape of our life to use our fitness. And we're going to bait people in to believe that they're going to come in here to make more money, which they will. They're going to come in here to have better marriages, which they will. They're going to come in here and be better parents and get closer to God and make more money and all these things, which they will. And they're going to come in here and they're going to get in, transformation shape and all that, which we did sales and leadership training. But I explained to people when they come into these events, when they join my training programs, they're going to change their whole life. But we would secretly start to share. And by the way, anybody, if you look up to us, if you want to do what we did, we couldn't have done it without God. And we started to plug God constantly. We gave all the credit. And then I knew I had to build a big team, because it's like, in order to create impact, like it couldn't just be me talking to people. Like I'm one person, it's unscalable. So we built out the Elliott
Did you learn
Army.
this just came into your head, or you learned this from other mentors, personal development?
I was watching this video one day and he goes, dude, if you want to create and scale anything, it's all math. And he explained all these things of math, but one of them was like, how many hours do you get in a day? 24. If you have 100 people, how many hours do you have? 2,400. He's like, every day, if you're a business owner and you come into the office, if you have 100 people, you got 2,400 hours in a day. One person, however they got 24. And I was like, I need 100 people. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to build the army. But I posted social media, and that created leads. And then I had the army there. And then I made them run the same standards that we ran. And that's how we created this cool culture. And, honestly, it's just a big platform that, we try to be good people. And by the way, there are no perfect people. I think that wherever you go, a lot of people think that people have to be, they're looking for perfect people. They don't exist.
Social media paints that image of some.
The perfect fake person isn't real. I mean, like that shit doesn't exist. We are sinners saved by grace, and you can do great things. And I believe this with all my heart, that God will take someone broken, messed up, someone who doesn't qualify for a life like that, and then he will magnify them and blow them up and take that nasty mess and make it a message, and that test and make it a testimony. And he'll throw them up and rise them up so that everyone will see them, so that everyone can see how good he is.
Hi guys, sorry to interrupt the podcast. I'll literally be 1 minute, and I just want to say, firstly, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. It means the world to me and the team. We're working very hard and diligent behind the scenes to try and give you the best guests on this podcast. Just please take a minute to like and subscribe so you get notified when the next episode comes out, and we can keep connected and we can keep giving you loads and loads of value, and hopefully give us your comments and feedback so we can always continually improve. Thanks very much. Let's get back to the podcast.
I was like, okay, if this is us, like I'm giving him the credit. And so we keep throwing the credit to him. I'm like, dude, if you want to change your life, you got to know that guy. You got to have faith. You got to.
So I want to say a couple of things. So I've been here now, and this is my second time out with you at the office. I know you've got about 100 odd team here. They're all wearing your name, Elliott Army. We go to the gym in the morning. The most impressive thing, so for me, and I've said this to you before, right? I mean, I have a lot of success in network marketing. And so there's a lot of what you teach that for me, I see the similarities with network marketing. And again, there's a lot of Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins. There's a lot, the fundamentals of personal development. But not a lot of people that start a business. So it's one thing being great at sales. It's another thing being a great businessman. It's a completely different thing creating a culture of a team that inspires transformation. And you're talking about God, and I know you're Christian. You have preachers that come here. A lot of the team is Christian, but you've got here Muslims, Jews, and there's a commonality of togetherness.
Of who God is.
Of who God is, exactly.
Yeah, God is God, and I don't ever, it's something different to everybody.
Yeah, but it's that belief in a higher power, wanting us to do good. The transformations I've seen here, again, like you say, you bring people in for sales, but the amount of people that have literally lost, like they've been 5 times the size, and they've transformed their weight, transformed their relationship, transformed their health, transformed their business. It's amazing to see the culture, and I really want to understand where the driving force was. And by the way, it's a skill set. I mean, I think that what you and Jackie have created is so unique. It's not just sales. There's high standards, high values, but you've been able to. There's a lovingness that's gone into this. The real impressiveness for me is the culture, and I see that this is just the tip of the iceberg and the beginning of what you guys are doing. So talk to me a little bit about where you are now, some of the successes, how life has changed for you, and where it's going over the the next few years.
Well, people always ask, like, what's next?
Yeah.
One simple answer: more impact. That's it. That's all we want. I'm not trying to make more money. I do believe if people pay, they'll pay attention. And so as we grow, obviously it will make more money, but also people will get the results. People trade money for results. I think we just want more impact. I mean, I want to build the Elliott Army team to 500 deep in-house. That's why we're building all the buildings around here. We're building the compound out. Our event center now currently, we do events constantly. It only holds about 500 people here in our company. We're building the one that'll hold 2,500 people out front right now. So that's going to allow me to increase the live game because, events change people's lives more than anything else. I mean, an event will change someone over a video or versus live training. I mean, 500% greater impact for sure. And then I think opening a West Coast division or East Coast division. I want to open one in Florida, an Elliott Army in 2 years. And then I want to open a Dubai Elliott Army. I want to open a Canada Elliott Army. I want to build our company to go bigger because, it's like we have people all around the world. We met in Dubai, but there's not a base there. So I think that's next would be to be like a territory taker, have people physically on the ground there. And then I think it would be just creating more impact.
And of course now you've got 3 beautiful kids, I think 15, 10 and...
15, 13 now, and then 10 or
okay,
11.
Cool. 11. Okay, cool. And you homeschool. You're big. What prompted you to homeschool?
School it sucks. Yeah, school sucks. Hey, no disrespect to teachers, but school sucks. I mean, it's like you're a cat. Okay, you're a man. I mean, it's like there's no. It's not man and woman anymore. It's like
this whole gender thing.
It's like it's like, dude. It's like I'm not down with that shit. So
is that what did you pull them out of school over the last few years, or was it?
Yeah, I pulled them out about 4 years ago. But I'm just not down with it. Like if you identify as a cat, like my kids ain't gonna roll with you. Okay, and if the teacher's cool with the kids being cats, like I'm out.
But for me as well, for most entrepreneurs that I know, so I'm in alignment with you, right? But you've had your success not having any really schooling education. So it just shows the skills that you learn at school, the system's antiquated. You don't need that to have what you want in life.
Yeah, dude. And I don't believe in, I mean, listen, school is a discipline. My kids, they do their hour and a half online school a day. They're going to pass, they make great grades. They do it on their own. I don't have to babysit them. They don't have a teacher. I mean, technology is where it is today where they can do that. And then, my son, he's downstairs fighting, twice a day, and he's in the office with the guys. I mean, you know who I want my kids with? With their parents.
Yeah.
That's what I want my kids with. I mean, no one's going to raise our kids better than their parents.
Yeah.
And so, the Elliott Army, the office, everybody's here all day. My daughters are here, my son's here. I mean, they're protected. They learn from all these guys. They're learning sales, business, leadership. They're learning all this. I mean, they get to watch broken people come in here all the time. They get to watch successful people come. They're watching everything, man. It's literally a living mastermind that the parents get to give the child. So I was like, dude, my kids are going to roll with me everywhere.
I love that.
So
obviously life's changed significantly now. You've had a lot of success. You're world famous. You're on stages. You're talking in front of thousands of people. Your personal friends are all, big.
Yeah, a lot of influencers or business guys.
Stuff like that. How do you stay grounded? Number one, and do you ever face like imposter syndrome, like thinking about where you've come from and where you are today, or how do you frame that to yourself?
Well, number one, no, I don't, and this isn't arrogance. I don't have imposter syndrome. I beat the hell out of myself every day. In the gym, eating clean, what I plug into my brain, who I'm around. That old me isn't around anymore. That guy can't come back out. I killed him. He's dead. I never take my finger off the pressure trigger. Like I'm not letting off, dude. I'm going to keep this edge till I die. So I don't have
That's the identity now, is that you want to keep that edge and keep recreating.
Yeah, I'm sick in the head, dude. Like I'm going to run like this till I die, and that's the game, and I'm done. Like that's it.
It's not the destination, it's the
journey.
It's the journey.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's the dream. Yeah, the dream is the journey. And if that's your dream, you'll end up with even a bigger dream than you thought. And so that's kind of the answer to that question is like that's the play I'm going to run till I die, is being a psycho competitor. And then the last thing is you asked about humility and staying humble.
Yeah.
Well, Ed Milet told me, I was talking to him one day and he said, Andy, he said, the key to having success forever, is God knows your heart, okay? And when you increase in accolades, when you increase in income, when you increase in, fame, and all these things start coming your way, you have to stay in humility. You have to stay humble. You have to stay serving people. You need to understand that God has blessed you, okay? And so as you increase in these things, you must stay humble. And if you don't, he said, God will cut your legs off and he will bring you back to your knees. And I was like, I don't need that. Yeah. Like, I don't need that to happen to me again.
Right.
I don't.
That fear of
like,
that,
God,
right?
like, I learned my lessons, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I got it. Like, I'm not going to screw up now. And so I just think that was some of the greatest advice that was ever given to me. And so I'm not going to forget it. I respect my mentors. If they say something, they're saying it for a reason, probably because they tried it the other way also, and they had to learn. They had to pay the price, and so that's the point of having a mentor. Like, you learn. And I agree, man. I think the second we lose our humility, I know what's going to happen. All this is gone, and it was because of me.
Hi guys, me again. This is the last time, I promise. Just another quick reminder, if you've got great value and you enjoyed this podcast, please click like and subscribe so we can notify you when the next episode comes out.
Just coming to a close, and I always do this when we, as we finish up on a podcast. If you weren't here tomorrow and you had to leave one thing behind, one piece of advice to your kids, something that is the most important thing, as one thing you could leave, what would you leave behind, or one message you could leave behind, what would that be?
Well, if I had to leave one message, because if it was about success or anything, I know there's like so many like one messages. Like, stay in the gym.
Piece of advice. Yeah.
I'm like stay in the gym. Like that's that's how you keep your identity. Do this, that. It would be this. It would be God can't bless you. Okay, you can't receive a blessing until you develop. Okay, everybody prays for these doors to open in life. Okay, I prayed for them. Everybody wants them. And they're all there. The doors are there. It's there in your life. It's there in mine. It's in everybody's. And until you let God develop you to become who you need to become, he won't let you go through that door. He just won't. And so for me, self-development allowed me to find the man I needed to be And that door that I knew was always there, I just didn't know, like if it was available for someone like me, it just opened. And it opened when I chased the man, not the money.
Yeah.
And so I would say that if I had to tell anybody, I'm like, chase the man, chase who you're supposed to be, you know? Like, what do you stand for? And I was like, I want to be a walking billboard of human excellence. I want to be in great shape. I want to be a great husband. I want to be a great dad. I want to be close to God. I want to freaking be a savage in business. I want to be a great leader. I want to believe in other people. I want to be the comeback kid. When I mess up, I want to come back. I want, when other people make mistakes, I want to have grace on them and teach them that they can come back. I just want to develop to be who I'm supposed to be, and I want to inspire the shit out of some other people and be living proof of what's possible when people develop and stay close to God. And I believe if you develop and you'll change and you'll self-correct and you'll walk away from your old ways and you'll cut your vices, that door is going to open. And God will bless you. And he'll let you go right through that door because you were the one of the ones that allowed him to mold you.
You're a walking inspiration, living proof that's possible.
You too, man.
Bro, I love you. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure and
Love
a huge
you.
honor to have you, man. Thank you, bro.